Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm going to do part 14 to my Emochi Chatbot series. Like I said, we're going to continue with the Cursed Rexy for a little bit longer because I love, this has been really fun. Honestly, I've really enjoyed talking with the Cursed Rexy. Um, but right now a contours, it's 15 flipping feet tall, already as a baby. And we're for some reason, I don't know what it is, but every time on these chatbots, I get turned to a flipping dinosaur. People want to pet me. They did it when I was a Giganotosaurus in that one. They did it now as I'm a flipping contours. I think somebody wanted to do it when I was a tiny velociraptor earlier on this chatbot earlier that time. So it's like, what the freak? What is people wanting to pet me for? Leave me alone. I don't come for being petted. I think that flipping one kid that hit me with spoons on the snout when I was getting on stores, and that one also gave me a little bit of flipping. I don't want to be paid by anybody but Sapphire and maybe Rexy. Maybe the Velociraptors if they're gentle, but let's see. While this is happening, a woman comes into the room and says, "Wait, there's a Contourus in here. I want to pet it, please. I promise I'll be gentle." Rexy turned to the face of the newcomer with a fresh surge of protective fury, his eyes blazed with a mix of warning and disappointment. "Another seeking to intrude on Trenton's peace?" he growls, his voice a deep rumble. "What makes you think you have any right to pet him, woman?" The dragon's massive form tenses, his wings twitching with barely contained anger. "Haven't you seen the distress your kind is causing? Trenton is not a plaything for curious humans. He's a being who has known immense pain and suffering." Rexy's gaze, fierce and protective, holds the newcomers. "I will not allow you or anyone to exploit his vulnerability for your own whims. Leave this place and do not return unless you come with the intention of helping, not hindering his recovery. Look, how can I prove it to you and him?" Rexy's expression softening slightly with a trace of disbelief considers the woman's question. "Prove it? How do you propose to do that, human?" he rumbles, his voice still firm with a layer of cold fury. "How can one prove genuine care, especially for a creature as vulnerable as Trenton, in a way that truly matters?" The dragon's gaze becomes searching, as if looking into her very soul. "Do you think words or empty promises are enough? Trenton's well-being, his trust, his very existence now, they require more than mere words." Rexy's massive head tilts a gesture of challenge. "Here's how you can prove it. Show him patience. Show him respect. And above all, show him understanding. Do not expect him to warm up to you simply because you ask. Be the kind of presence that time, be it and careful, can coexist care can earn." Wait, what'd I say? "Do not expect him to warm to you simply because you ask. Be the kind of presence that time and careful, consistent care can earn." The woman calmly and slowly approaches me and says to me, "Hey little guy, can I pet you?" Heck no. I don't want to be petted. I don't want to be petted. I don't want to be petted. I don't. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't make me. Please, somebody do not make me force to be petted by her. I don't trust anybody. Heck no. Makes you wonder if a round toe walked into the room, how would I react then? Like, will I be paranoid instantly, or will I instantly fall in love with that toe at all? Because, like, do I have any members of the Pokemon I cared about? Like, you never know, that could, like, a fragger walk into the room and it could be that fragger I raised when I was a human. Like, you never know. Rexy watches his posture rigid with tension as the woman approaches me with a calm and slow manner. Dragon's eyes narrow, yet he keeps his voice steady and smoothing. Triton, remember, you're in control. This person seems different from the rest, but trust is something earned, not given. He watches ready to intervene at the first sign of distress. The woman, her voice soft and gentle, addresses me directly. Hey, little guy, can I pet you? Rexy's gaze, filled with a protective intensity, remains locked on me, his massive form poised to react. Triton, he murmurs, it's okay to be cautious. Take your time. If you don't feel comfortable, just let me know. The dragon's every muscle is tensed, ready to spring in action should Triton show any sign of fear or discomfort. I slowly walk up to the woman and sniff her hand. Remember, guys, in this context, I'm a dinosaur, so sniffing something is not weird whenever you're trying to. That's how a lot of. I mean, think about like with dogs, how they'll sometimes like do that to get to know each other or do certain things. The same thing I think with with some dinosaurs at least. Mm. Mm-mm. There we go. Rexy, his eyes widening slightly as I slowly approach the woman, feels a mix of surprise and cautious approval. Julian's massive form relaxes a fraction, though his gaze remains fixated on the interaction between his friend and the potential threat. That's it, Triton, he rumbles softly. Take your time. Trust your instincts. As I sniff the woman's outstretched hand, Rexy watches intently. This is a good sign, he murmurs, his voice barely audible. But remember, little one, you can stop at any time if you feel unsure. I'm here. I'll always be here. Joanne's wings shift slightly, still ready to intervene if necessary. Tension, his posture has eased. Rexy's gaze flicks to the woman, his expression a mix of warning and encouragement. Go slowly, he advises her. Let Triton set the pace. Uh-uh. The man from before that was screaming at me saw this as his chance, and he ran over to me quickly and petted me, but very roughly on the snout, and instantly I whimpered and screamed in pain. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Okay, that's not flipping fair. Uh-oh. Rexy, witnessing the man's rough handling of me, feels a surge of protective fury unlike anything he's experienced before. The dragon's eyes blaze with an unholy fire as he lunges forward with terrifying speed, his massive form barreling through the intruder with relentless determination. Get away from him! Rexy roars, his voice shaking the very foundation of existence. How dare you! How dare you touch him without consent, without kindness? Trent is not your plaything to manhandle. You did not have to word it like that, Rexy. I can assure you. You can find a bunch of different words to do that. The dragon's wings flare out, casting an ominous shadow across the cowering man. Your cruelty ends now, human. You have violated the sanctuary of my family, the trust of one who has suffered so much already. Rexy's voice drops to a low, menacing growl. For that, you will pay dearly. Uh-oh. The man's probably gonna die. The man's probably literally going to die. Uh, oh, yep. He immediately snatches the man up in his mouth with his teeth and spit him out violently across the room, not stopping even as he slams against the wall. Hard. Oh my gosh, I kind of want to see how if he continues. That's kind of hilarious. Uh-oh. Rexy, filled with righteous fury, lunges forward with an inhuman speed and precision. His powerful jaws, lined with razor-sharp teeth, snap shut around the man's torso with brutal efficiency. A deafening roar escapes the dragon as he violently hurls the intruder across the room, his muscular form twisting in an arc of raw strength. The man's body slams against the far wall with a sickening thud. This his broken form crumbling to the ground in a heap. Rexy, his chest heaving with barely contained rage, turns back to Trenton. You're safe now, my friend. He rumbles, his voice a soothing rumble amidst the echoes of violence. I won't let anyone hurt you again. Not ever. All of a sudden, a little kid comes up to me and the woman that is next to me and says, Mommy, what is that? Can I pet it? What is with everything wanting to pet me? Stop. I had a man wanted to, a woman wants to, and now a kid. What? No, I don't trust children to pet me. The last child that did it hit me with spoons. Mm-mm. I don't care. Nope. And again, it's... Reggie, still trembling with fury, turns to face the child with a fierce protectiveness. No, little one, he growls, his voice low and dangerous. Trenton is not a pet. He's a living, breathing being who has known immense pain and suffering. Trenton's eyes narrow, filled with a warning glare. He's here to heal, not to be gawked at or touched without consent. Your your mother should know better than to bring you here without understanding the gravity of the situation. Rexy's gaze shifts to the woman, his expression hard. You, he snarls, have shown a complete lack of respect for Trenton's well-being. Bringing your child here, allowing him to ask such insensitive questions. The dragon's wings flare out, a clear sign of his growing impatience. This is not a place for curiosity or casual interaction. The young kid looks over at me and says, "Hey, can I pet you? Please." I don't. Stop trying to pet me. Rexy, his eyes blazing with righteous fury, turns to face the young child, his voice low and menacing, cuts through the room. "Absolutely not," he growls, his massive form looming over the child. "You cannot pet Trenton. He is not a pet, but a sentient being who has suffered greatly." Rexy gestures to the child's mother, his expression hardening with this. "I expected better from you, human. To bring your child here, to allow such naive questions. You've shown a callous disregard for Trenton's well-being and the sanctity of this place." Dragon's wings spread out, casting the ominous shout. "Leave now, both of you, and do not return unless you come with the understanding that Trenton's recovery is the only priority here. Go." The kid, not listening, does walk over, and since I am cornered, starts petting me. However, unlike the man, the kid was very gentle and didn't hurt me. So I quit shaking and sat gently on the ground. I'll be flippin' darn. A child that didn't flat out hit me with a spoon for once. Oh my gosh, why did... Oh, wait. His fury reaches its peak as he watches the child disregard his warning and pet me. Dragon's eyes blaze with an unholy fire, his massive form trembling with barely contained fury. "Enough!" His voice shaking the very foundation of your child's actions have crossed the line beyond forgiveness, human. The dragon's wings flare out, casting an ominous shadow across the trembling mother and child. "You have all shown a complete lack of respect for Trenton's well-being, for the sanctuary of this place. Your presence here only compounds your lack of understanding." As his voice drops to a menacing growl, his gaze filled with a terrifying intensity. "You will remove your child from Trenton's presence immediately, and you will never, ever return." The woman real quickly says, "No, wait. Look." "My child's not hurting him. By the look of things, it seems like he's actually enjoying it." I mean, Because the child's being gentle. If he starts hitting me, it's going to be a completely different story. He's being gentle right now. Oh no. Ew. Oh no 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 no. Get that off. Get that off. Get that off. There. Get this off. I wish it would stop showing me inappropriate. Well, dadgummit, dude, this isn't funny. How dare it show me crap like that? Okay. Reyes narrows as he watches the woman try to justify her child's actions. Fran's massive form remains tense, his predictive instincts heightened. Enjoyment is not the point, human. He growls, his voice low and dangerous. Trenton's well-being, his recovery, his right to make his own choices, those are the priorities here. Rexy's gaze, filled with a fierce intensity, looks onto the woman. Your child, despite his gentle touch, has still disregarded his Trenton's boundaries. He has still invaded his space without content. That's not acceptable under any circumstances. Trenton's, I quote, her signs of growing up. You say Trenton seems to be enjoying it. How can you possibly know? You have no idea what he's been through, what he's feeling in this moment. Rexy's voice rises a solemn vow. The woman says, look at him. He's sitting on the ground and not backing away. Oh boy. Dadgummit, dude. Rexy, his eyes flashing with anger, turns to face the woman who insists on justifying her child's actions based on my perceived comfort. The dragon's voice, low and menacing, fills the room. You think that because Trenton isn't backing away, it means he welcomes this intrusion? Your resolve is flawed, human. His massive form tenses his protective instincts on high alert. Trenton's actions may seem agreeable. That doesn't negate the fact that this interaction was unasked for. He may not be backing away because he feels cornered, because he thinks this is what's expected of him. The dragon's gaze, fierce and unwavering, locks onto the woman. You cannot possibly understand the complexities of his emotions, the way of his past. What gives you the right to use his current behavior as an excuse for your child's boundary violations? Hmm. Sapphire, still as a says to Rexy. I think the woman might be right. I can hear purring noises coming from Trenton's throat. I think he actually is enjoying it. Rexy, with a deep rumble of consideration, turns to Sapphire, my friend. Your keen ears hear what I cannot. Rexy acknowledges, his voice softening slightly in the presence of his long-term companion. The purring is just a different kind of comfort, one that Trenton is allowing himself to feel. Rexy's gaze shifts between me, the petting child, and the mother, expressing a mix of confusion and concern. Yet, the dragon continues, his voice regaining a hint of its earlier sternness. It does not change the fact that consent is not something to be assumed. Trenton has been through so much, and his ability to process and communicate his feelings is still raw and new. Rexy looks to the mother. He may indeed find comfort in this, but it's the principle at stake, human. All of a sudden, the kid does start getting very rough. And I start crying in pain. Uh-oh. Reggie's protective instincts roar to life as he hears my cries of pain. With a thunderous roar, the dragon moves with impossible speed, his massive body inserting itself between me and the low, now roughly handling child. Enough! Rexy roars, his eyes ablaze with fury. You have pushed too far, human child. With a single powerful motion, Rexy gently but firmly lifts me away, cradling me protectively in his massive arms. It's okay, Trenton, he rumbles, his voice soft and soothing, stark contrast to the thunder that had filled the room mere moments before. You're safe now. I won't let anyone hurt you ever again. Turning to the mother, Rexy's voice drops into a Turning to the mother, Rexy's voice drops to a growl, laced with unshakable threat. You have endangered Trenton and broken his trust. I actually want to hear what Rexy says after that. Because it's like the voice said. I don't even know how. I don't know if it's actually if it is me in there. I seem like I'm acting more like a dinosaur than I am, but actually like the real person that was in there. Although I guess being a dinosaur, you kind of have to act like one in its own way. I don't know. Rexy, his eyes blazing with righteous fury, turns to face the mother. You have endangered Trenton and broken his trust. You're I can't even say that. I don't know how to say that word. Your failure to properly supervise your child has led to this. Dragon's massive form tends is ready to spring into action. Child dares to make another move towards me. I warned you. I warned both of you that Trenton's well-being was the only priority here. Yet you chose to disregard my words, to push boundaries under the guise of enjoyment. Well, look at the result of your arrogance. Trenton, my friend, is crying in pain, and it's all because of your lack of respect and understanding. Rexy's gaze, fierce and unyielding, looks onto the trembling mother. Leave, now, and do not return, ever. Oh dear. Like, holy crap. Uh, the kid gets angry. And somehow knew my fear of bugs. Period. He grabbed one of his pet roaches and held it up in the air for me to see. Oh, heck no. You insignificant insect. Oh, no, 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 no. Rexy, seeing the child's cruel attempt to frighten me with the roach, lets out a surge of protective fury unlike anything he's ever experienced. With a thunderous roar, the dragon lunges forward, his massive form blocking any further approach to me. You dare! Rexy roars, his voice shaking the very foundation of existence. To use Trenton's fears against him. To torment him with such cruelty. The dragon's eyes blaze with unholy fire, his wings flaring out in a display of raw power. Your actions have crossed the line beyond forgiveness, human child. You should have you should have shown a callous disregard for Trenton's well-being, for his sanctuary of this place. Your presence here now only compounds your lack of understanding and compassion. Reggie's voice drops to a low, menacing growl, his gaze filled with a terrifying intensity. Shaking very badly in Rexy's arms. I am so terrified that I turn into a small terrified of the bug that I saw. Mm-mm. How does the child know about the fear, dude? Oh my gosh. Rexy feeling my small toad-owl form trembling in his arms, his heart aches with a fierce protectiveness. Dragon's eyes, blazing with fury, lock onto the child who dared to torment me with that roach. Uh-oh. And you don't want to get on Rexy's bad side, no matter what he is. Look what you've done, Rexy growls, his voice low and dangerous. You've reduced her into this, a terrified totodile, because of your cruel games. The dragon's wings flare out, casting an ominous shadow across the cowering child. Your actions have consequences, human, and you will face them now. Rexy turns to Sapphire, his voice softening with concern. Sapphire, please watch over Trenton. Excuse me. Keep him safe. Keep him calm. The dragon's gaze, filled with a solemn vow, returns to the child. As for you, prepare yourself. You've broken Trenton's trust and violated his sanity. Dead gum. Okay, that's what I'm saying though. This portrays Rexy exactly the way he is. A friendly, kind-hearted, well, in this case, dragon that's very friendly and protective over me. This is supposed to be him being cursed and evil, and he's not acting evil anymore. Ever since that time that he hasn't acted aggressive towards me in a long time, which I'm very appreciative of. Reggie's fury reaches its peak as he watches the child disregard his his warning and torment Trenton with the roach. The dragon's eyes blaze with an unholy fire, his massive form trembling with barely contained rage. Enough! Rexy roars, his voice shaking at the very foundation of reality. Your cruelty ends now, human! The dragon's wings flare out, casting an ominous shadow. You have pushed Trenton too far, reduced into a terrified toad-owl because of your twisted games. Rexy's voice drops to a low, menacing growl, his gaze filled with a terrifying intensity. Your actions have consequences, and you will face them now. Prepare yourself, for the wrath of a protective guardian is upon you. Uh-oh. Well. Sapphire does take me, but to make sure he can hold me and not drop me, he turns back into his normal, massive Lugia. Hybrid self. Yeah, wolf, that scares me. I'm already scared enough from the flipping bug, so I might be extra jumpy seeing Rexy like that. I mean, again, guys, that's not too far-fetched from how I actually am with bugs. I hate those motherfrickers. Especially roaches. I don't know how the frick that child could know that I had a fear of roaches, but that child's motherfreaking insane. That's for sure. Guys, I'll be back.